What's going on, everybody? It's WebsterStyle Brian Sapph here with another edition of the, you know what it is, the NRW Checkpoint. Brian, what's going on with you, man?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's
Good.
not a whole lot of news this week, a lot of more rumors and everything, Xbox handheld and so on and so forth. So we're gonna skip all the rubbish, so to speak, because nothing's true until
Okay.
it's actually physically out in the world
Exactly.
yet. But let's talk about some games. First up, we have Acolytes of the Altar, which is on the PC. So Acolyte of the Altar is a single-player roguelike deck builder inspired by
Oh,
Magic the Gathering and Shadow of the Colossus. Now, that's a combination I never thought I'd read in a
right.
sentence. That's unique. It's very unique. We are watching the trailer for this, so I'm interested in see. In this dark and mysterious world, you'll hunt colossal beasts through the wastelands in service of your chosen patron. But what purpose do these hunts serve? As you build your deck of over 100 cards, you'll face challenging, randomly generated floors. Beware, the beasts grow stronger during battle, allowing them to consume your creatures or counter your spells.
Okay.
So we are watching trailer, so I'm interested in seeing that.
Me too,
Next up,
because I
yeah,
like deck builders.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay. What's
I think
next?
that I think that we've seen like a resurgence of those deck building games
I
the
agree.
last few years. You know, we had
I would.
Marvel, what is Midnight Suns, what last year before.
Mhm.
You still got Hearthstone and stuff like that, but it seems to be, I forget the other game that came up. Anyway, there seems to be a lot more of those games where you have those, if it's not a true deck builder, you have a lot of those. Well, hell, even with something like Back for Blood, you see all of those
Mhm.
cards and deck building used for power ups and basically the strategicness of it in a whole lot of games now. So that's
Yeah,
something that they're using a lot of.
which I like. Like I said, changes the gameplay a lot. Gives
Right.
something else to pay attention to. Whereas most games, what do you will focus on, like, oh, crafting items and leveling up your gear and stuff. It's more about how you create your decks, whatever. So I'm interested to check that out. I hate that it's
Right.
only on PC, but maybe
But
it'll
you never
transition to
know. It may
right,
come to console eventually.
or I
Uh,
could just get it
that's true. That's
PC.
true. Next up, we have Bulwark. That's what it is. Bulwark.
Okay.
Uh, Falconeer Chronicles is on the PS5, Xbox Series systems, and PC. Bulwark Falconeer Chronicles is an open world builder with freedom and expression at its core, allowing players to build sprawling towns, spires, and fortresses that become hubs for trade or rallying grounds for conquest.
Okay.
So, and we are not watching a trailer for that one, I believe. No, we're not. Uh,
Oh,
n-
interesting. No. Hmm.
now, typically, I tend to skip over games that came out on other systems many years ago because, well, it's not really anything new, and it's like, oh, it's like scraps. But this is a game I have been clamoring for the
Okay.
past 5 years.
Okay.
Okay, so we finally have the Grandia HD collection dropping on PS4 and Xbox
Mm,
One. It originally dropped on the Switch and the PC back in 2019, but Grandia 2 is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I played that on the Dreamcast and
okay.
absolutely loved it. And so Grandia HD collection is an HD updating, not so much I guess a remaster of the original Grandia and Grandia 2 with updated UIs and slightly enhanced HD graphics, and it's dropping. I think it's like 34.99 or something like that. So again,
Okay.
not a whole lot about it, but it's a game I'm excited for that I will definitely be. Look, I wish I could just buy Grandia 2 by itself, like you can on PC, but I will buy it just because I've wanted to revisit Grandia 2 for the longest time, and I don't have my Dreamcast anymore, unfortunately. So
Right.
I've been definitely waiting to get this.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna check it out. I've never played Grandia. I
Okay,
feel
see,
like I've heard of it before, but I never.
I've never played Grandia 1. I've never
Okay.
played Grandia 3, or I think there was a Grandia Extreme as well. And everything came out on the PlayStation. So like those are there. But Grandia 2 is the only one I really hear people talk about. So
Okay.
if anything, Grandia 2 is the one you probably should step into.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have Planet Zoo Console Edition, the PS5, Xbox Series S and X. And this originally also dropped back on PC in 2019. So now we're here with the Console Edition. Did I say Planet Edition? Console Edition. Build a world for wildlife in Planet Zoo Console Edition from the developers of Planet Coaster and Zoo Tycoon. Of course, it's from that developer. Who else would do it?
Exactly.
The ultimate zoo simulation is arriving on console. Planet Zoo brings controller support that puts powerful creative tools at your fingertips and includes years worth of features, content, and animals from the celebrated PC video games free updates. So you're getting
Okay.
everything from the PC in one nice and neat package for the console.
Cool. That's how it should be.
Yes, I should, especially the game is 5 years old.
Right.
I should be getting everything when you bring it on the console. That
Right.
only makes sense.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep. All right. Next up is probably the game that I think a lot of people were disappointed with when it was announced, considering the previous entries in this series had been role-playing games and have been very well received. We're talking about South Park. I want to say Snow Day, but South Park Snow Day is dropping on the PS5, Xbox Series system, Switch, and PC. And I always find it odd that it's PS5, Xbox Series, then Switch.
Right.
Considering Switch is literally so old now. And
It's crazy, isn't it?
And I say that because we saw that port of Mortal Kombat 1 for the Switch.
We don't got to talk about
saw how horrible it was.
Yeah, we don't got to talk about it.
And I just asked the question, like, why even put it on this Switch? But anyway, join Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny in three-dimensional glory to celebrate the most magical day in any young child's life, a snow day. Well, that was before the advent of the internet.
True.
And probably COVID, because probably no kid has a snow day now because everybody can get online and teach class.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry, kids. Y'all missed out on something special.
Y'all missed out.
Anyway, a massive blizzard has thrown the town into chaos and, more importantly, canceled school. Play with up to 3 friends, use matchmaking or solo. The game will ally bots and battle through the snow-piled town of South Park. Engage in a frenetic, action-packed combat against warring factions in an all-new story where you make the rules.
Okay.
So we are watching a trailer for that. I don't think I've seen the full trailer for that one. Even though it was announced, I think it was announced late last year, so it hasn't been that long since the announcement happened, but I know I haven't seen a full trailer for that.
Me either.
All right. Next up, we have Open Roads on the PS4, 5, Xbox One S, X, PC, and Switch. In Open Roads, Tess and Opal embark on an open road adventure to explore a series of long abandoned family properties unearthing the past. They'll search the ruins of these places that hold buried memories, things Opal has tried to forget for years. And in this search, they'll discover not just the truth they've been seeking, but each other.
Okay.
So, and I think from reading the description, we are not watching the trailer for that, but actress Carrie Russell, I think, plays one of the lead roles. So it has some heavy hitter talent in this one as well.
Okay. So it's RPG? What?
It's a story driven game.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Next up, we have Outward. It's on the Switch. So Outward, and this is actually Outward Definitive Edition, because this is another game that dropped in 2019 that is now, in this case, is getting ported to the Switch. So there's a lot of games from 2019 that are finding its way to other platforms all of a sudden.
Right.
Outward delivers an immersive RPG experience coupled with survival gameplay, offering a deeply rewarding challenge for the most avid players. As an ordinary adventurer, you'll not only have to hide or defend yourself against threatening creatures, but also brave the hazardous environmental conditions, protect yourself against infectious disease, make sure you get enough sleep, and stay hydrated. Embark on perilous expeditions across untamed lands to reach new cities, undertake varied missions, and discover hidden dungeons crawling with formidable enemies. Again, Any game where I have to act like I'm in real life survival, I'm passing on.
Right.
Like I listen to this and I think, aren't these things I have to do in real life, except for maybe the dungeons and formidable enemies? I'm like, I gotta make sure I'm eating, hydrated. I gotta defend against disease. I don't want to do this in a game.
You don't want to do real life in a game.
Right. I want to kill aliens in the game. I don't want to worry about whether or not I got enough sleep in the game. Like it's real life, man. But to each his own.
Yeah.
To each
his own.
All right, last up we have Pepper Grinder on the Switch NPC. Pepper Grinder is an action-packed 2D adventure blending traditional platforming with an alternative drilling mode that allows you to dive in and out of the earth like a dolphin swims through water. So
Okay.
that's all our games this week. Let's get into the trailers. First off, we're going with South Park Snow Day.
Let's see what Cartman and the gang are up
You kids, put your shit on. Come on, Butters. Let's go, Stan. Snow day, everyone.
Let me tell you about the day of the big storm. The day the sun died. The day there was no school. And when school is canceled and all the kids are free, it can only mean one thing. Game on.
New kids, find Stan and smash his army. And then kick him in the bows if you can.
Could have known that a day off from school would turn into our worst nightmare.
My spies saw your army gearing up for battle.
Your spies? What the fuck are you talking about?
Your spies, Cal.
Was it the storm of the century? Was it just boring-ass climate change? Or was it a curse placed upon our quiet little mountain town by a malevolent force bent on revenge? Some were intrigued by the endless winter.
What the fuck? A +10 axe? You can't do that.
Others used it as cover to seek unimaginable power.
You know what, Cal? I learned something today. You're a little bitch.
So our last hope lies with you, new kid. You're the only one who can unite us and save South Park.
And then all the stores can finally open again.
Yeah, and we can all get back to going to school.
Right, and we can all get back to going to...
Was that Butters?
You turned your back on us.
I think we all know whose fault it is.
He just wants to join us so he can betray us again. Enough!
Oh my god, that could be it. Thanks a lot, new kid. This is all your fault.
Dark Christmas is upon us, and he has taken his final form.
That's cool.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
Fun.
That was a great trailer, and I don't think it's a full price joint. It kind of looks like, say, you mash up South Park and Overwatch with like a little bit of defense building in there too, with all the looks like you're building barbed wire and all. Like it looks pretty cool. It looks unique for a South Park game, and I'm really impressed because the first couple of trailers I saw way back when it was announced, you didn't know really what it was about, so you really impressed. I think a lot of people were just disappointed with another RPG because the last two were just what Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole were just really well received.
Okay.
And to go with something different, I think people were disappointed, but this looks really, really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Then they might have expressed their discontent or their concerns a little early. Cause that like a cool game to me.
I agree.
I definitely see the Overwatch like you were saying. I also getting like little hints of what's the game? Fortnite and stuff like kind of not necessarily battle royale, but definitely like battle simulation. Either way, it looks cool. If it's not coming with like a full release price tag, what you say, $35, $34.99?
I think it is. I may be wrong. That happens often. But I don't think it's full. It may be $59.99. It may not be a $69.99. Is it $69.99 now? I think, but I will say this though, and this is one of the things that
they got some bad scores on there. That's crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, IGN gave it a 3 out of 10. Steam, they got it at Steam is 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 is respectable.
Yeah.
What's the Steam price?
Let me see. I don't say. That's interesting. Or maybe it does. Hold on. Steam is weird. I don't know. That's I'm interested to like understand what IGN found wrong with the game. Because a 3 out of 10?
IGN been going downhill lately as far as their reviews are concerned, in my opinion.
Okay. That's fair.
So I don't know. They're suspect at times. Also, I think one thing with reviews,
$29.99.
That's how much it is?
Yeah, South Park by South Park Snow Day, $29.99.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, it's a $30 game.
Right. The digital deluxe edition is only $49.99. Yeah, this is not a full price game. It's coming. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Look, a 6 out of 10 for a $30 game. I'm not complaining at all about that. But can I tell you though, this is one of the things, and we saw this, and this isn't related, but this is kind of related.
Okay.
I'm tired of people seeing one little smidgen of something online and then running with the internet assuming things. And this is exactly what they did. They ran off at their mouths about this game when they saw it wasn't another RPG and just totally trashed it. Look, it may not be the best game ever, okay? It may not be. But it looks fun. It looks like it's a good budget title. Like realistically, you take it for what it is. And you don't even give it a chance. Much like we talked about last week about the whole differences with Hi-Fi Rush and the scoring and everything, people's opinions when it came out on Xbox last year. You see a little bit and then you form an opinion without really giving it a fair shake. And then you run with it. And I remember people talking about this. Like, for instance, I brought up X-Men 97 when we were doing the last recording.
Okay.
People talked about Morph and like, oh, Morph is the DEI character, or he's an inclusive character. I'm thinking, you haven't even seen the damn show.
Right.
Like, literally, like these are people who didn't get like the review of the first 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
And they just saw like footage and they made that assessment. And I'm like, they really wanted with it. And then you watch it and I'm thinking, where the hell did I get this from?
Right.
Did they even? So I'm tired of people running with things on the internet and making opinions before they actually get full information. But so they did this about this game. It looks like a fun little game. And for $30, what you got to lose?
Yeah, nothing, in my opinion. And even though IGN had a not so favorable review, a 6 out of 10 on Steam, the reviews that they include on the Steam page, you got 9 out of 10 by Game Grant, 8 out of 10 from Shack News, and 9 out of 10 from Gamers RD. They had a good time playing the game. Supposedly an action adventure game, right? And I'm not mad at that. So that's cool. I wouldn't. I don't know if this was accessible on console. I mean, I probably could just play it on PC, but I don't know. It don't look like a game. It like a game that I would play if I just like had the time.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, okay, let me play something like fun and mindless, something that's not too serious. I could just complete objectives, live in the South Park universe, laugh, and have fun. I think that's what it's for, and I think it's gonna do that despite mixed reviews.
Exactly. Next up, we have Acolyte of the Altar.
Acolyte of the Altar. The word Acolyte keep popping up. Oh, this is the deck builder. Okay.
Oh, this is straight game board and everything. Okay.
Right.
I definitely see the magic inspiration here. But when they talked about Shadow Colossus, I was thinking maybe like you actually had to travel to Colossi and then it maybe switched to like your cards. Now that the whole thing is just this game deck. I mean, this is cool, just not what I envisioned in my head.
Right. This is more kind of looking like the Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yes.
which is fine. Also, like Marvel Snap, like it's one of those kind of like hard deck building games, which great games. So okay,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Not at all. All right, next up we have Pepper Grinder. I'm curious about this one.
Me too, because pepper grinders are real things. So what is this game about? Oh, okay. So they did say you can like drill on the ground and stuff. Oh, went straight through his head.
I love the art design on this.
I was gonna say, it's all just kicking crazy. You know, this like drilling thing.
This looks really cool.
Picking that up. This style of gameplay, this drill shit that they got going on. Okay,
I'm impressed, and it's there's a demo.
Oh, it's a
out
demo.
too.
Okay,
There you go.
that's what I like. Come on, demo. Yeah, but yeah, definitely seeing. I don't know the fluidity of it with the drilling and stuff. It just reminded me of Sonic a lot.
Okay,
But I like that.
Makes sense.
I like that. So I'm gonna check that demo out. Pepper Grinder.
And last but not least, we have Grandia HD Collection.
Grandia HD. The collection.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to say. Okay. A true gaming legend. Okay. Listen, I like a good RPG. So what do you mean? And it's got that. Yeah. I'm gonna check this out. Okay.
Now, let me tell you, I watched this and I'm seeing all these scenes from Grandia too, and I'm thinking of my many hours sitting on my couch in my apartment in grad school, playing on my Dreamcast, and I'm thinking, when did I have time to finish a 40+ hour RPG? Like those things seem so foreign to me. But Grandia was just such a Grandia 2 specifically was such a beautiful RPG experience, from the story with the voice acting. They had voices from cartoons and stuff that the battle system was just really cool. It was turn-based, but it was timed too. So it was just one of those things where one of those things that it was such a beautiful RPG.
And I could see that. I'm definitely interested in playing. It reminds me of a game that came out on the first PlayStation called Legend of the Dragoon.
Oh, I remember that.
I really want that game remade, Webster. That game
is not that's not on PlayStation Classic or Plus or whatever.
It probably is on PlayStation Plus. I want a remake,
or remaster,
So, same what they doing over here with Final Fantasy. Give me that, because the story on that game was amazing. The gameplay is turn-based and everything, but like there's this
Oh,
whole
I'm very
transformation
familiar.
stuff. Oh yeah, are you?
Yeah, my boy. So this is what 2000. So 2000, I think, was my first year with Park Service. And I was at Cape Cod.
Okay.
My boy from school went up with me. He worked up there too. So we lived together on Park Housing.
Mm.
He played. That's what he played all summer. On his
Okay,
PlayStation
cool.
was Legend of Dragoon. So I'm very familiar with the game and the ins and outs. And we just sit there and like I play whatever, he play whatever. We just chilling because look, we're in the middle of Cape Cod National Seashore. You know, it's just us and the other people who work for the park. Either that, we went to Provincetown, and well, I'll tell you stories about that later. If you're familiar with Provincetown, Massachusetts, on the tip of the Cape, you know what I'm talking about. So, so yeah, I'm very familiar with Legend of Dragon. So I totally understand the need for that. And that's not the first time I've heard somebody call for that. I think that's one of those games, especially from the PS1 era, that a lot of people are clamoring for. They have a remake or a remaster of it. And I don't know. I feel as though I'm not saying this is easy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but they did it. They took these two games and PS1 and then PlayStation 2 and then Dreamcast and all that for that time period for those two games. They did an HD remaster, updated the UI, put it out. Okay.
Right.
And yes, and I will admit, Grandia as a series, while it's loved, it is not a Final Fantasy. It is by comparison obscure. So I understand why it took 5 years to get it out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Totally get it. But there's a fan base there, just like Legend of Dragoon. There's a fan base there to do some sort of, at least just an HD remaster. So again, Sega, look, y'all bringing out all these older games. I don't need a remake of Skies. Just do a remaster. Hell, a straight port would be fine.
It would be fine.
Port of Skies of Arcadia would be just fine for me. I'm just saying. But you have a lot of companies still going back to that well. One, because the game, it's gotten expensive to develop AAA games. It's a lot cheaper to go back. I mean, we see what Sony's done with The Last of Us and constantly reminding The Last of Us. But why not go back to some of your older games and, hey, do an updated version of Legend of Dragoon or whatnot? So there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of gaming history that I think a lot of these companies can well, I'll say specifically Sony should tap into, because that is something with backwards compatibility Xbox does already. And a lot of those older games they already put in, at least with the Xbox One X and even the Xbox I'm not talking to you. My Xbox only.
Xbox so nosy, man.
Listening. Right. But they put in a lot of graphical updates and performance updates for a lot of older games. So where, you get in the best performance possible without totally redoing it. So it's interesting. So Sony needs to really do it. I think they're missing a whole lot of money, and especially with they're kind of hurting at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
That's not a heavy lift for them.
It's not
to put out some games. At least, again, I'm not a developer. I'll say this all the time. So I don't know the ins and outs, but my assumption is it would be easier to remaster, not remake, because we know remake's a totally different thing.
True.
To remaster an older game than it would be to create something, especially a AAA title from scratch.
Correct.
But of course, we've seen what happened with the whole Battlefield collection fiasco.
Right.
Assumptions, but All
right.
But that's it for this week's new releases. Brian, what's going on with you this week?
So I'm currently preparing a new episode of the Talk+Play Blurred Pod. Kendrick took some shots at Drake and Cole over this past album or music week cycle. And I just wanted to kind of delve into it a little bit, go over maybe the history of the issues between Kendrick and Drake. Maybe, have a little conversation about should any of these artists be participating in this beef, being that they're are where they are in the rap game. Just a little conversation about it. And then I'm also gonna be preparing another episode probably for release shortly after the big three conversation. In regards to just games, I haven't talked about like games like specifically in a little while on the pod, and I've been doing some gaming. I got Helldivers 2. I've been enjoying that. There's been some recent updates as far as Overwatch is concerned. They're about to put a new hero into the game. I'm excited for that. There's a new Marvel game that just got announced today. Marvel Rivals. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for it?
I have not. That is something I haven't. Like, you know what? No, okay. I haven't seen the trailer. I know I saw a snippet on Instagram, but I was kind of. It's been a day, so
yeah, I understand. Well, it's very much gameplay, at least to me, from what I could tell with the trailer. It's like in Marvel's version of maybe Overwatch or Valorant. That's what it's looking like to me, which those two games are very popular. They have a core fan base, me being part of the Overwatch fan base. So I'm super excited for this Marvel Rivals game. So just talking about that as well on a later episode of the podcast that I'm already putting together because I got traveling to do next week. So I won't be, I don't know, if I wait, it'll be even longer releases than what I've been doing. But that's just me. What you got going on?
It's a light week this week. I'm dropping probably tomorrow, if not by Friday, episode 179 of So Serving Geek podcast. We'll be talking about Diablo 4 as a get download because that's dropping on Game Pass, as well as my interview with Arizona Porn Star will be there, and my review of Halo Season 2 will also be a part of this. So I have a lot to say about that. So that will be dropping maybe tomorrow. It depends. Tomorrow time is recording because my plan is, as of right now, I'll be recording it when I'm finished. I've been doing video now, so I've been trying to do a bit of multimedia with the podcast. So maybe up if not Thursday, Friday, and then segments will be up accordingly as well. So that's what I'm doing so far this week. Also right now, Game Bites, both on WebsterStyle as well as Nerds Rule the World, looking at MLB The Show 24. So that's out already. And of course, you are Nerds Rule the World. Make sure you continue to follow us on all social medias: Instagram, New Release Wednesday, Twitter, the NRW, and we are YouTube. So make sure you like, you share, and of course subscribe.